Good morning, psychedelic gypsies. I am in my robe. I just got up because I'm trying to catch up on a ton of sleep. And today I just wanted to talk to you about radical acceptance. Our whole month will be about radical acceptance. And this is something that I'm going to be learning along with you because I find that I really don't understand the difference between willfulness and willingness. So this is something I'm learning. So I'm going to keep this one very short because I want you to get about your day hanging out with family or friends or yourself. What is radical acceptance? We cannot keep painful events or emotions from coming our way. Radical acceptance is about accepting life on life's terms and not resisting what you cannot or choose not to change. Accepting reality is difficult when life is painful. No one wants to experience pain, disappointment, sadness, or loss. When we attempt to avoid or resist these emotions, we add suffering to our pain. So we build up the emotion or the event by avoiding it. And this can diminish our ability to also experience joy fully and unabashedly. And I think that's a lot of where a lot of us are living right now. And so what I've realized about women who are super driven and athletic and work out really hard or are athletes is that we found empowerment through our bodies by being able to express ourselves in a highly driven way, and it felt super good because we were like in our bodies. But on the flip side of that, it's because we were driven to do that, we most likely were finding a coping mechanism to avoid the pain that or the truth inside of us, whether it had been some kind of abuse or just not being out of alignment with oneself, or just getting really good at something that was possibly draining you. Now, am I saying that being an athlete is a bad thing? Absolutely not. But I am saying that we all carry the same dark passenger, just of differing degrees. So, yeah, that's what I was kind of talking yesterday with this man named Robert Silber. And yeah, he hit the nail on the head when he told me about that. And I was like, yeah, that's me. I was avoiding a side of myself, to present this toughness because I really didn't want to let anybody in, and I didn't want to feel hurt ever. So I put on this very tough shell or facade and really became disconnected from that open-hearted, soft side of myself. So radical means all the way, complete, or total. When we radically accept reality as it is, even what we don't like, we're full-heartedly opening to life. It's when we stop fighting reality and stop throwing tantrums and let go of bitterness. So if you're someone who's super bitter and resentful, it's because we're not fully accepting the life that has happened to us. And post CrossFit, I was very bitter and resentful, of course, and blaming and overwhelmed by, very uncomfortable emotions. What I didn't realize is why the universe was sending me that, but now I do. So why should we accept reality? Rejecting reality doesn't change it. Changing reality requires acceptance first. And I'm going to put in a video from Tara Brach, which explains that accepting ourselves fully is the prerequisite for change. Pain cannot be avoided. It's nature's way of signaling that something is wrong. Acceptance can lead to deep sadness. Absolutely, it can. Refusing to accept can also keep us feeling very stuck in the way that we are in the same patterns. The path out of hell is through our misery. And that's okay. Like, it's okay to be a fucking mess, because that means growth. What radical acceptance is not. It's not approval of the situation. It's not love. It's not passivity. And it doesn't mean that you're against change. Okay? Here are some factors that interfere with our radical acceptance of our reality. We don't know how to accept, and I'm still very much exploring, like, what does it mean to accept my reality? You believe that if you make light of a painful event or approve of that event, that nothing will be done to change or prevent future events. And sometimes our emotions get in the way, really heavy ones. Anger against the world, against injustice. We have a lot of shame or guilt about what maybe we have had, what part we had to play in this whole situation. So I wanted to talk about willfulness versus willingness. And if you're watching this, I know already you are a very willful woman. Whatever you set your mind to, it will probably get accomplished in some way, shape, or form. Or you're just stubborn as hell, because I know I am. All right. But willingness is readiness to enter and participate fully in life and living. So in dialectal behavioral therapy, which is basically radical acceptance therapy, you try to find a willing response to each situation. And willingness is doing just what is needed in each situation wholeheartedly. Willingness is listening very carefully to your wise mind and then acting from that wise mind. And it's so that willingness really is acting with an awareness that we are connected to the universe, to the stars, to the people you like and don't like, to this room that I'm in. So willfulness is refusing to tolerate the moment. Willfulness is refusing to make changes that are needed. Willfulness is giving up because we're so stubborn. We're just like, no, you shut down, you close that wall. Willfulness is the opposite of doing what works. Willfulness is trying to fix every situation. Well, that's me. If it's not perfect, then I'm going to fix it and try really hard. Willfulness is insisting on being in control. And willfulness is the attachment to me, what I want right now. So something that I've been doing, and what I want you to focus on this week, our intention, is to observe your willfulness. Now, again, not saying your willfulness means that there's something wrong with you. It's just about stepping back from that. We live life right here, and now stepping back into this area, or dropping into our body to see what is going on. And that is awareness. So this week, when you come across a situation you don't like, or you're in a situation where you're talking with family members, or just something is triggering, I want you to observe that willfulness. So that willfulness, at least for me, is that little part in the front brain, like, oh my God, I fucking hate these people. They suck. Like, I need to get out of here. Or like, I hate everything they're saying. Or what they're saying really is like making me hurt or feel like I'm less than. I want you to observe that, label it, and then fully experience it. So that emotion that is brought up by whomever, fully be there. So then I want you to radically accept that at this moment, what you feel or maybe acting out. You cannot fight willfulness with willfulness. So don't be like, okay, I'm feeling this way. I shouldn't be feeling this way. No, say, okay, take a deep breath. What am I actually experiencing? Oh, my upper traps are like all tight. My neck is forward. I feel like I'm making very shallow breaths. When I'm uncomfortable, I've noticed a pattern. So I want you to basically recognize this, recognize how you feel in your body, and what your breathing is doing and what your face is doing. Okay, so basically your thoughts, your breath, your body, when you start to feel like, fuck this situation, right? And this is about turning inward to what's going on with us and looking at our inner wisdom. So then once you do that, then you can be like, you know what? I put myself in this situation. I'm talking to these people, or I'm, in this life event. I'm going to fully be here and fully feel it and accept it. Turn towards that willingness to do just what is needed. And then the fourth thing I want you to do is try half smiling and a willing posture. So what is half smiling and a willing posture? So half smiling is relaxing our face from top to bottom. Ooh, just getting all the tension out, because usually when we're in a situation we don't like, we're doing different things with our face. So relax everything from top to bottom, your jaw, your cheeks, your eyes. And basically what this half smiling is all about is that when our face communicates to our brain and our body what we can be feeling, and what it basically connects us to our mind. All right. So when you relax everything, just slightly turn up the corners of your mouth. All right. And it's not necessary for others to see it. A half smile is a slightly upturned lip with a relaxed face. So not like, I've done that. And so try to adopt that serene facial expression, and that will communicate with your brain that everything's good. There is no threat right now. All that prickly sensation and you're getting your hackles up, it's not necessary. Then we also have willing hands. So willing hands is basically, instead of having unclenched fists, crossed arms, or like anger, right? We relax our hands and we open them up, palms facing toward the situation, or in our lap, facing up toward the world, the universe, because we are fully accepting this moment that we are in. And remember that our hands communicate with our brain, and that connects, and then your body will connect to your mind. All right, so we have to have that awareness to see our willfulness, or that, the prickly sensations, and then we have to create let our body do the work to open us back up to the situation at hand. So that's what I want you to do this week. Just start noticing, like, when you get all pissed off about a situation, or angry or rageful, or you're in something right in that moment, see if you can soften and open up to that moment. It doesn't mean that, you're going to never get good at anything or be really good at anything. It just means that you're being a little bit easier on yourself and others, because we're super, super, super critical. And this also goes for when we do our workouts this week. So it's going to be a whole new week of programming, and you're probably going to get frustrated with having to look up the new movements and, figure things out and make sure you're doing it right. Again, post on the Facebook group, and then I can help you with that. So just see where you hold tension when you start to get pissed off. And I get pissed off a lot. So I'm going to definitely be doing that this week, and calming and opening myself to any situation. A great one to practice in is heavy traffic. Okay? So I love you, psychedelic gypsies. Honestly, I'm so lucky that I get to impart like what I'm going through and share it with you. Please feel free to share back with me shit that you're going through, and post that on the Facebook group, and we can connect on there. All right. And so we'll talk about this week, like if any situations came up where you saw your willfulness and you turn that into willingness. All right. Have a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you next Sunday.